Hello, everyone. We started? Okay, great. So good afternoon, everybody. I'm delighted to welcome you all to Imperial College. My name is Yun Xu. I'm the director of the graduate school and professor in the Department of Chemical Engineering. We all had a couple of very challenging years, regardless of where you were. We had to make changes to our plans, the way we work and study, and the way we live. So a very special warm welcome and congratulations to all of you on what you have achieved so far. It's really amazing that you've made it. COVID-19 has brought us extraordinary challenges, but also provided new opportunities. I hope that you are inspired, as I am, by the amazing research carried out at Imperial College in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Another positive impact is that we've learned new skills for remote working and learning, and to use new technology to work together effectively at a distance. And as a PhD student here, you automatically become a member of the graduate school. The graduate school plays a central role in delivering the postgraduate student experience. We have an amazing team of talented tutors and dedicated administrators, fully committed to delivering distinctive training and professional development opportunities for all postgraduate students and supporting you to develop as world-class researchers. You will hear more about our professional development program shortly. In partnership with academic departments, students across the college and the Imperial College Union, we organize a number of networking and social events throughout the year. These events are great opportunities to broaden your knowledge, to promote interdisciplinary collaborations, and to share and celebrate your research success as part of an inclusive and supportive research community. There are also opportunities to meet our students and make new friends and have fun. I hope that we will be able to host these events in person in the near future, and I would strongly encourage you to take part in these activities. And we also work closely with the Imperial College Union to ensure that your needs and concerns about your experience at Imperial are heard, and we will be responsive to that. Although we are not able to meet in person on this occasion, I hope that this online event will go some way towards helping you to know the support offered by the college and to connect with one another. You will have the opportunities to meet with our Vice Provost for Education and Student Experience, Professor Emma McCoy, and you will have opportunity to hear from Dr. Magdalena Yara about the professional development program offered by the graduate school, and also to meet representatives from the Imperial College Union. And there will be a Q&A session towards the end. So now I would like to invite our Vice Provost for Education and Student Experience, Professor Emma McCoy, to talk to us. Emma, over to you.
Thanks, Yin. And hello, everybody. Yes, as Yin has said, my name is Emma McCoy, and I am the Vice Provost for Education and Student Experience at Imperial. And I'm also a Professor of Statistics in the Maths department. So interestingly, the title of the role that I hold used to just be Vice Provost Education, and I think the addition of student experience more formally to the title is really important. I think we want your time at Imperial to be a really rich and rewarding experience that goes well beyond the work that you'll be doing for your research degree. So I'm really pleased to be welcoming you at the start of your research journey with us, and it's my responsibility to ensure that you get an excellent experience from your time here, and it enables you to contribute to our community of scholars who are all dedicated to the academic excellence. So I completed my PhD at Imperial in the mid-90s, so I can say with some evidence that you've made a really excellent start by choosing to study here. I mean, many congratulations, obviously, on your achievements that have led you to Imperial, and thank you very much for deciding to build upon those with us. Our job now is to ensure that you receive the education and support that you need to succeed. I'll probably repeat a little bit some of the sentiment of Yun, but you are really part of a group that have the talent and the intellect and the opportunity to study here. I think I was incredibly proud. I'm really proud to be a graduate of Imperial, which is one of the top universities in the world. You'll also know from your previous degrees how fast time flies as a student. I have no doubt that the same will be true for your postgraduate degrees, and I hope that you savour every minute of your time here and make the most of the opportunities that we provide. So that includes all of the provision of our Students' Union that I'm going to say Dr. Dr. James will talk about later. Who also is an Imperial PhD, was an Imperial PhD student. I want to just spend a few minutes offering you some of the thoughts of how you can use these opportunities well and hopefully make a positive contribution to Imperial and to more widely. So our excellence, Imperial's excellence, is really solely determined by its outstanding community of staff and students. And we're pretty selective, as you will already know, and that enables us to bring together some really talented, bright people from all over the globe. And we also aim to bring together talent that comes from a really rich variety of backgrounds and cultures to give our community much more breadth and depth. And I can't emphasize enough how important that is to us and how enriching that was to my experiences at Imperial as a student. And now, of course, the university education is not just about dissemination of knowledge, it's about the pursuit of knowledge, it's about stimulating your intellectual curiosity. So I have a couple of favourite quotes, really. The first is Albert Einstein, who said that a person who never makes a mistake never tried anything new. I found that quite a difficult experience, and probably the first time I felt that was as a postgraduate. But a university research degree gives you the opportunity to make mistakes. It gives you the opportunity to be intellectually curious. It enables you to push those boundaries of knowledge. And I don't think that there's anything that's more exciting or rewarding, indeed. Now, it's our job to enable you in this. And we do that by working with you to build an exciting learning community. So, of course, you've come to a place where some of the most cutting edge and amazing research is being carried out, where we're making discoveries every day. And they're discoveries that you'll have seen, change the world, particularly those around COVID. I mean, this has gone from epidemiology to vaccine development, and it's been exciting to be a part of that community. And I'm just thrilled that you're able to join us in that journey where you can experience firsthand the enormous value of being taught in such a research active environment. Now, of course, none of the big problems of the world have easy answers. You're going to learn the value of never taking anything for granted. You have to really carefully look and go beyond the obvious. And I think that excitement that comes with stepping outside your comfort zone and venturing into new territories is something that I've certainly carried with me for the rest of my career, and it's something that I really, really relish here. One thing I would say is that we have a very large proportion of postgraduate students at Imperial, and your value to each other is immeasurable, not just as support and friendship, but also as colleagues to discuss ideas with. And I would really strongly encourage you to get to know postgraduates from other research areas. And the graduate school activity, the student union activity really gives you the opportunity to do that. One thing you'll get more of a sense of as you pursue your studies is how important it is to have knowledge of and understanding of academic disciplines that are outside your own. Now, of course, Imperial researchers are, I think, at the very core, we are quite multidisciplinary, and we're renowned for reaching out beyond our areas of expertise so that we collaborate and bring in knowledge from other disciplines. You know, we have engineers working in the lab alongside medics and biologists. We have MBA students sharing experiences with scientists and so on. So I think that you need to be aware of those opportunities and try to take advantage of them. So I would urge you to find a way to be connected and become part of our wider community in a way that works for you. And it's key for us that you feel a part of the Imperial community. And we know that if you do, you will also be much more successful in your studies. Now, I would like to say a few words about how sometimes challenging a research degree can be. And I think that what we want to do is to make sure that you, if you need to, make use of the support services that we have in place. Many others will be having similar challenges, even if they seem invisible to you. I think many people who are feeling stressed or unhappy think that everybody else has it together. And I think nothing could really be further from the truth. I mean, people, we're in this now world of social media, and I think people are definitely not necessarily as happy as they appear in their Facebook page or Instagram posts. So Imperial should be a place where it's really okay to ask for help. So come forward if you need any further support. And of course, look after each other as well. Now, of course, I wouldn't say this to let's say a group that was less motivated and less driven than I know that you are, but remember to have some fun as well and take your mind off your studies on a regular basis. So I started, well, I had an Einstein quote, and another quote that's been important to me throughout my career is from Marie Curie. She attended one of the flying universities, which was established at a time when access to higher education for women in her circumstances was severely limited. And she said, nothing in life is to be feared, it is only to be understood. So now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less. And my message to you is not to fear, grasp every opportunity to develop your skills, both academically and in the broader context. And certainly you'll hear about many of those opportunities today. So I want to finish by saying I wish you every success for your time at Imperial and beyond, and do reach out to me if you want any further information about the support that we provide in the Education Office at Imperial. Thank you, and I'll hand back to you.
Thank you very much, Emma. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. I hope you will stay with us for the rest of the session. Thank you. So next we would like to invite Dr. Magdalena Yara, who's the GTA program leader and the head of the pedagogy from the graduate school, and she will give a brief introduction to the graduate school's professional development program. So Magdalena, over to you.
Thank you, June. Hello, everyone. It's very nice to have you all here today. And what I will do is to go a bit more deeper in what the graduate school has to offer you during your journey through your PhDs. So the first thing to show you is that the graduate school offers many types of activities, and one big part of our job, as June said before, is professional development. And in this professional development side of work that we do and that we offer you, we have organized our provision in different programs, and we have 7 programs, some of them more related with your research skills, and some others are related with your professional skills. So I will show you in a bit more detail the type of topics and areas that each of these programs cover, because that will give you a sense of the variety of resources and development that you can access through the graduate school. So the first one is research communication. Here we offer you many courses and workshops in which you will be able to develop your writing skills and your presentation skills. So from the actual thesis to publications and posters, you will have opportunities not only to learn the techniques, but also to give time, concentrated time, supported time to do writing in a retreat, for example. Then the second program that is related to your research skills is related to the impact. You will all be doing very important research, which we hope is going to be impacting our society for making a better world for all of us and for the future generations. And for that, you need to build and maximize the impact of your research. And we have a variety of courses that will help you identify that impact and maximize it. This is in expansion right now, actually. So I just took a couple of a few of the topics in which you could go and understand better how to make your research more impactful. A third program is integrity, and this is very, very important area of your research skills, because I want to focus on particularly in one course that is plagiarism awareness, that you will be having to do as a compulsory course as soon as you start your program. But of course, that is the minimum standard that you will have to comply. There is many other areas of ethical research that it is important that you get hold of and understand better in order for you to be doing your research in a very open and ethical way. And for that also, there are many managerial kind of research data aspects that also will be helpful for you to learn about. And we have plenty of these courses and others that will help you on that. Then comes the professional skills area to support you in. And here we have two main areas, that is effectiveness and progression, that we will see next. That is about workshops and courses that will support you personally in order to develop your strength, to understand your styles and better the way you work, in order to deal with the research challenges that you will be involved with and facing during your journey. The same way, the progression program is about supporting your networking and sharing with other PhD students and professionals, and looking beyond your degree, looking for your career development and what you want to do next in your life. So here you will find all the workshops that you may need in order to start building the rest of your life after your PhD. Finally, I want to mention the two other programs. One is the Graduate Teaching Assistants, which actually is the one that I lead. And here we support the students who will be engaging as teaching assistants for master's or undergraduate students through your departments. And we have several courses, some of them core and required by you in order to engage in such a job, in such a work. So you will be informed about this later on, but it's very, very important that you are aware that in order to become a teaching assistant, you will need to comply with this to complete these courses successfully. And finally, a very important and quite new program for us is the Research Computing and Data Science. Here I just listed some of the topics on computing and statistical skills that you may be able to develop here in this program. There is not hundreds, many dozens of courses for you to pick and choose from here, depending on the research that you are developing and the things that you want to learn more. So please go to our website and find out more of the courses that we are offering. I want to also show you a bit of the other aspects of our work at the graduate school. One big area also is the events and competition that you mentioned earlier, which basically are opportunities for you to have interaction with other researchers and do it in an interdisciplinary environment, and also to network with many other researchers. So here is an example of two of them that we do. And in terms of support that we give, we have support for you individually, but also as a cohort or as a group or in your department. We have a coaching program that you can access, and also you can access support with any of us tutors in one-to-one sessions. You can contact us at any point during your journey in order to get more support. And also there is a research community fund that we really like it, because it allows students to apply for funds to develop their sense of community and their feeling as a group. And there the opportunities are infinite, because you can imagine anything to do together. And it has been a challenge for a student in the last couple of years to imagine how to build a community at a distance. So now there is the possibility also to do it face to face. So you will have even more chances to get the benefits of this program. Finally, I want to show you the many ways you can contact us. Please go to our website, because we are expanding our program almost every day with new courses, with new opportunities for you to develop. Contact us by email, because we are keen to know what are your worries, what are the things that you need in order for us to always make our provision better and more aligned with what the students need. And then we have all the necessary social media accounts that we need in order to communicate with you. So just jump in and go back often in order to keep in touch with us, because we need you in order to give a better service to you. So thank you for that. And I hope to see you soon. Back to you, Yoon.
Thank you very much, Magdalena. I'm sure that she will stay on for some questions in case you have, and as we have the Q&A session at the end. Now is the time to meet the Imperial Union representatives. I think Lloyd and Daniels are there. There may be others as well. Can I hand over to you now?
Yes, thank you, Yoon. So I'm very pleased to be able to tell you a little bit about Imperial College Union. As Emma mentioned, I indeed did finish my PhD in the Department of Physics relatively recently, so have some insight into what it's like to be a PhD student at Imperial. I certainly very much enjoyed my experience, and I hope you all will as well, and certainly my experience benefited from the opportunities I had to engage with the Student Union. So what is Imperial College Union? Well, we are the Students' Union for all students at Imperial College, undergraduate and postgraduate, and across all of the faculties. So as the Students' Union, it's our job to do what we can to make your experience as a student as good as it can be. And we do that broadly in two ways. We do that through representing your interests, both collectively. So we work with the college to try to improve your student experience, and we also support a network of student representatives across all of the different departments and levels of study, who are there to advocate for your interests within your course, within your department. We also represent students' interests on an individual basis. So we have an advice centre which is there to provide confidential and impartial advice on academic and well-being related matters. So that's representation, and we also provide services to students. So these include our venues. So we operate 4 bars, including H Bar, which is our dedicated postgraduate bar, which can be found in the Sheffield building, and a nightclub and a cinema/theatre, and also 2 shops which can be found on the Sheffield walkway, one of which is very newly refurbished, and you can find lots of very nice Imperial College merchandise there. We also oversee the network of clubs and societies. So there are over 360 clubs and societies at Imperial. That number is changing all the time, but it ranges from sports to arts and entertainment to cultural clubs. All different kinds of interests that you can think of are represented within these clubs and societies. There's definitely something that you can join and take part in. And yes, I think that is my overall summary. I don't know if so I'd also introduce Daniel, who is our Deputy President for Education. So he's responsible for looking after the representation side of what we do. So I would ask Daniel if he has anything to add there on the representation side.
Thanks, Lloyd. So I'm responsible for maximizing your education experience at Imperial. So we do have a network of representation. For example, we have elected academic and welfare officers that they cater student needs in terms of advocate your academic and welfare interest. And so we do also elect student reps within postgraduate research community, so to represent the cohort's needs. Yeah, I mean, Lloyd already summarized most stuff happening in the union, so let me pass it back to Lloyd or
Thanks, Daniel. So I think that's all from us. We'll certainly be staying around for the end, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have about the Students' Union. So I'll pass back to Yun.
Thank you very much, Lloyd, and thank you, Daniel. Right, I think we're coming to the Q&A session now. If anyone has any questions, please post your questions at the event. I hope you know how to do that. And then we will monitor the questions, and we'll try to answer your questions at the best we can. I don't see any published questions just yet. We are very quiet today. We're probably thinking about which society, which clubs to join in. I didn't realize we have over 300 clubs and societies. That's amazing. Any questions from the audience? I'll just give a couple of minutes, maybe. Basin, are there any new questions coming through? Right, okay, so right now I can see one question coming through. Can you tell us more about some of the events are on offer? I would, so I guess there are events offered by the graduate school and also events offered by the union. So perhaps I'll ask Lloyd to make a start. Are there any events relevant to postgraduate research students?
Yes, thanks, Yun. Absolutely. So we run a fairly regular program of events across both of our kind of sites on the South Kensington campus. So as I mentioned, we have H-Bar, which is our postgraduate bar in the lower level of the Sherfield building, and that's where we run many of our postgraduate specific events. So I think just last week we had a postgraduate pizza event, which was Halloween themed, I think. I'm not entirely sure of the connection between pizza and Halloween, but there must be something there. And so those are good opportunities to meet other postgraduate students. We also run a number of events here in Byte Quad, just at the north side of the campus, that's where the events here are mostly open to all students, both undergraduate and postgraduate, and they happen sort of several times a week, and occasionally sort of a couple of times per term we have particularly large events, like a welcome ball that we had early in the term, and we also run a summer ball every year, which will be coming in June. And I also see there's another question there for me, which I can take in quickly around the Student Union. So I'll just say there's a question around how to become a member of the Student Union. So you are automatically a member of the Students' Union. So unless you specifically write to me to ask to not be a member, you will all be members of the Students' Union, and you're automatically eligible to come to all of our events, to join our clubs and societies, and to be represented by the union.
Thank you very much. Is there anything else, Magdalena, that you want to add to that? The events organized by the graduate school?
Yeah, we have two main events organized by the graduate school that are more related with your research. One is the 4C Science Communication Competition, which stands for Creativity, Content, Clarity and Charisma. And the idea here is that you have to present your research but explain for a non-specialist audience. So the idea is that you have to present it in that way, and then there is a panel that judges each presentation based on those features. And this is also not only for PhD students, also master students can participate in this. So it's a very interesting kind of opportunity to learn about what other students are doing, because usually when you're doing your PhD, you tend to be either inserted in your own space or in your own department, and this is an opportunity to see what is happening across the college. And the second event that organizes the grad school is the PhD Summer Showcase. And this is the opportunity to share your research with staff and students across the college. So this is a poster competition as well, so where you can present your research in a poster format. You will know about this. You have to be aware, it's very important, the grad school sends out a newsletter for all postgraduate students in a regular basis every month, and all this information, whatever is gonna come up, the call for applications and events that are coming up, you will learn about all of this through this newsletter. And the other way to learn is to go to the website. We will always keep our website fully up to date.
Thank you very much, Magdalena. I think the next question is also for you, and that is about the thesis writing retreat.
Yes.
So would you like to tell a bit more about that course?
Sure. The writing retreat is the opportunity for students to dedicate 2 to 3 days completely to do writing, and being supported by tutors who will be teaching you techniques and strategies to do a more efficient and better quality writing. We used to do them face-to-face. We would go somewhere outside London in order to have a very kind of undistracted time. However, nowadays we do them online, and we will hopefully start doing it in both modalities in the future. But at this moment, we are doing them online, and they work really well. There is a very important strategy in which the students work on their own writing, and then they come together in groups in order to give peer feedback to their own writing, and that has been very successful as a strategy to improve the quality and the quantity of your writing. So those are strategies, those are events in order to support you in your thesis writing.
Thank you very much. Now, the next question is about how many courses should we aim to take over a year to keep a good balance with our research? So maybe I'll make a start on that. You will realize that as part of the induction program, your department might have talked you through about the milestones. So you have early stage assessment and late stage assessment or late stage review at different time points through your PhD journey. So there is a mandatory requirement for the number of courses that you need to take at each milestone stage. Make sure you check that. And typically, I think it's about 2 courses in addition to the mandatory plagiarism awareness course that you need to have taken by the early stage review, early stage assessment stage. Well, of course, you can take as many courses as you like, depending on the what area that you wanted to develop in terms of personal development, or whether you wanted to broaden your knowledge and skills in terms of the impact, and also data science and computing skills courses. So I would encourage you to discuss with your supervisor about your training needs. And that, in fact, there is a monitoring point at the early stage assessment and late stage review where you are required to discuss with your supervisor about your personal development and training needs. I hope that answers your question. Let's move on to the next one. GTA. So, Magdalena, could you tell more about the GTA training program?
Sure. The GTA training program has two types of courses, the core ones and optionals. The core ones are two courses called Introduction to Learning and Teaching and Introduction to Assessment and Feedback for Learning. These two courses are required by departments for their GTAs to have done it before they can start doing GTA jobs. Of course, your role as GTA can have multiple versions, in the sense that you can be leading tutorials, or you may be doing marking of assignments, or you can be leading lab sessions, etc. You can have different roles as a GTA. However, the first of these core courses is fundamental for any type of support of the students, these core courses. They are, each of them, they are offered either face-to-face or online, depending on which one would you prefer. Of course, we are doing much more online currently, given the current situation. And they last, each of them, approximately 5 hours in terms of work, of the student work. Some of it is in the session, and some of it is offline, basically independent study. And there you will learn about what is expected from you as a GTA, but also the basic notions of how to support better learning, how to give good feedback, how to do a fair marking, how to plan your sessions and support your students in the best way possible.
Thank you very much, Magdalena. I think the next question is for Lloyd. And how do you publicize your the events organized by the union, like the pizza events you just mentioned?
Yes, there's a few different ways. So I'd say mainly if you look on our website, we have a list of upcoming events. So that's a good way to just see kind of a full list of what's coming up. So our website is imperialcollegeunion.org. Just Google Imperial College Union and you'll find us. Our social media pages will post updates about events that are planned as they come along. So I would definitely encourage you to have a look at those, whether it's Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or whatever you're on these days. There's a stream there that you can follow, and email as well. So we send out an email newsletter which goes out to students. So if you keep an eye out for emails from the union or from myself, those will often have details about upcoming events contained within those newsletters.
Thank you very much. And also that there is a link, Besson posted a link to the events organized by the graduate school, so you can check on the website on that. Right, okay, so move on to the next question. A student wanted to know if courses registered on InkPass also have credit. I think the answer is yes, right? Yeah, okay, great. So that's a short answer. how do we register for writing class? Magdalena, is that also through the InkPass?
Yes, and the grad school has organized. All you have to do is to go to the website of the grad school. There you will find all the programs, all the courses in offer, and for each course you will find all the dates where you can have the possibility of register. So when you have chosen a date for a course, you just click on book here and you will be sent to InkPath, where you will be registering for that session. That covers the process for that is for writing classes, for all the programs, all the retreats, etc. There will be a link in our website with where you can register for it. Now, writing class, we have a lot of our courses are also in collaboration with the library and with the Center for Academic English. So it is important that you know as well that depending on the type of support that you may need, it may be that you will find actually the links from our website to these two other units, the library and the Center for Academic English, that they also support additional courses that you will be able to register on to support your writing skills.
Thank you. Right, so we've got the final question, and is there a mentorship scheme for first year PhD students? So Magdalena, do you want? No, I think the short answer is that we don't have a mentorship scheme at the college level for first year students, for first year PhD students, but within each department, I think you have your internal arrangement and the support system. There is a cohort mentor in each department. So your first year students as a first year cohort, and there is second year PhD cohort. Each cohort has a academic staff assigned as a mentor. There may be other arrangement within the department. So I suggest that you would find more information within your department.
And if you ever need any further support, you can always come to the graduate school and we will find the channels to give you the support, to get you to the support that you may need. So always come back to the graduate school. We will be able to help you in that sense to find a way.
Thank you. Right, I think that's all the questions posted so far. I think it's probably the right time to bring to the end of this event. And so first I'd like you to join me in thanking Bethan for organizing the events and also everyone who worked really hard behind the scene to make this event happen. Thanks everyone for your participation. And finally, I wish you all the best for your study and have a great time at Imperial. Look forward to seeing you in person next time. Goodbye.